Hello Seattle, it's Brennan here, your Seattle area realtor for all things moving in our vibrant city. Today we are going to talk about our second episode in our series, Seattle Shifts, moving from your townhome to your dream home, where we're talking all about the things that you need to know before you sell your Seattle townhome and move into a single family or residential home that could be your forever home, or maybe it's your dream home. So today we're going to talk about 3 things in your comprehensive plan for moving from that townhome to your dream home, and everything that you need to know to get prepared for that move. With Seattle's dynamic housing market, planning your move strategically is more important than ever. So we're going to break down the essentials. Let's get started. So first, we need to understand the moving landscape. Moving within Seattle isn't just about changing your scenery. It's about adapting to that new lifestyle in the new neighborhood that you're moving to. And it's going to be different unless you're just moving down the street, in which it could be the same. Now, the Seattle landscape has been growing. If you've been following along, Seattle is amongst one of the top cities in the nation that has as high of a growth rate as it does. So it's really important to take into consideration your traffic patterns, the service that's available to you as you're thinking about your move. And so planning your move around these factors is really crucial. Today, we're going to talk about your comprehensive moving plan in 3 different parts. Number 1, timing your move. Consider the best time to move. For instance, avoiding big traffic times as well as busy seasons can reduce not only your stress in the move, but also the cost of moving. So data suggests that middle of the month, mid-month, as well as mid-week moves are going to be cheaper and also easier to manage. So yes, you may have to take off of work in the middle of the week, but if it's easier to get moved in and get your life settled, I might argue that that's worth a day off in order to avoid the chaos of moving on the weekend. Number 2, choosing the right movers. So not all movers are created equal. If you've ever moved, you definitely know this part because you have a ton of risk and liability with moving. A lot of times things get broken. That is definitely something we want to avoid. Especially with a townhome, you know that often the spaces are tight, it's harder to navigate, and there's often less parking. That's why finding a moving company that has experience in an urban setting and experience with very tight spaces, a lot of stairs, is going to be really important. Be clear with the movers up front that if you have 3 flights of stairs, because this is going to be something that they need to be able to handle, or if some of your furniture won't fit through the staircase. That's another important consideration. So asking the moving company if they have experience with townhomes and if they have experience with things like your townhome specifically, whether that's stairs or tiny spaces. Number 3 is packing with precision. Develop a system. That's most important. Start with less used items or seasonal items and label each box with what's in it and which room it needs to go to in your new home. Detailed labeling is essential, and it helps immensely when you need to find something quickly in your new space. Oftentimes, even moving some of your essentials on your own in the car can help separate those items so you know exactly where they are and you're the one that brings them into the new house so that you can find them quickly and easily. Also, you need to think about some common problems. For navigating those tight spaces and ensuring your belongings are protected from the Seattle drizzle, the logistics can be really daunting. So there are a few things you want to do. Make sure you use waterproof materials when you're packing, and even plan for maybe a short-term storage solution if the weather ends up turning bad on the day that you want to move. Most moving companies are going to be accustomed to the rain, but it could be beneficial if you have that option to bump your moving day if the rain is too bad, or if there's a possibility even of snow in Seattle. That might be something where you want to delay the move by a day or 2. Now, the other thing to think about is parking permits. So when you're in a townhome, you're typically on a more dense street, so you want to think about parking. If you only have one parking spot at your townhome, that may not be enough for a moving truck, so you might need to think about the alley. Or you may need to get a city parking permit so that you can block off part of the street so that the movers can put their truck there on the day of. This will be essential to be able to avoid some of those last minute scrambles on the actual moving day. Moving is about more than just moving a couple of your belongings. It's about transitioning your life from that old space into your new space. With a few of these strategic planning items and foresight, you can make moving a lot easier on yourself and make it simple and maybe even a bit more enjoyable. Hey there, before you get too far into this video, I'd love to hear from you. What is your #1 concern when moving? Leave that in the comments below right now. What else did I leave out? Are there other essential tips to moving that you think I left out of this video? Be sure to put them in the comments below so everyone else knows anything that I might have forgotten. Thanks for tuning in today. Again, part of our Seattle Shifts series, from townhome to your dream home. Hopefully you found this helpful and you can use some of these moving tips as you go forward from that transition from one home to another. I always say moving is definitely the worst part of real estate. So I feel your pain if you're going through a move, but hopefully this video helps you get a little bit more organized and a bit more strategic about your move. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe and we'll see you again next time.